Third Coast Comedy. Please take a moment to silence your cell phones. If you don't know how to do that, that's someone scrolling TikTok. If you don't know what TikTok is, Google. If you don't know what Google is, find the nearest exit. Speaking of exits, in case of fire, follow the emergency exit signs in the back of the theater. Visit the bar for drinks and snacks and take care of your bartender. Where dipping in Nashville is around 40%. Did you know we have comedy classes for improv and stand-up? Well, we do. We also offer corporate trainings and private events. More info at www.thirdcoastcomedyclub.com. One last note. While taking photos is okay, video recording is prohibited. Thanks for coming. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
From my heart and from my hand, why don't people understand my intention?
Thank you all for coming out to Third Coast Comedy Club on a Sunday night. My name is Darwin and we are Improv Science Theater. Before we start our show tonight, I just want to get to know all of you a little bit. So on the count of 3, can we all just say our names out loud? All right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah! All right, I think I heard maybe like a Matt and maybe a Cam from somewhere. Maybe a Megan. Just a great job, y'all.
See you.
All right. Now just by like a round of applause, who here has been to one of our shows before? Thank you all for coming back, and you all kind of know what to expect. Who here hasn't seen us before? You people, I love it. And who here has never seen improv in any way, shape, or form? All right, you are
It's a new
smart
Nashville,
audience.
baby.
Yeah. So, we are Improv Science Theater, so you're going to see a little bit of improv, a little bit of science. Tonight, the science is going to be presented by Dr. Alex Waldrop. He's actually an improviser in his own right, but tonight he's going to be teaching us about the gut microbiome and everything that lives inside of us. So the science will be very real, but the improv will be completely made up based on your suggestions. So, to get us warmed up, we're going to play a game called Categories. The way this game works is in a minute I'm going to get a category from one of you all. Something like the name of the chemical elements. Believe it or not, we get that one a lot and we're tired of seeing Tom show off. I mean, and so once we have the category, I'm going to point at each of our performers, and on that, they have to give me something in that category immediately, and it's got to be right, and they repeat something, say something wrong, or we just don't like it, we're going to boot them off the stage, all right? The way we do that is going to be of a clap, out of here. Kind of like a baseball umpire, right? So we're going to practice, right? We'll use Tom as an example again. Tom, you are out of here! All right, let's get our first category.
Types of cheese.
Types of cheese.
Ooh. Go with brie.
Cheddar.
Blue.
Gouda.
Parmesan.
Gruyere. Camembert. Velveeta.
Oscargo.
Parmesan.
Oh.
God.
God.
God cheese.
That's cheese.
All right, I don't think that counts. Precious is out of here. All right, next category.
Country singers.
Country singers. Which country? American country singers.
Reba McEntire.
Ooh, Shania Twain.
Keith Urban.
Dolly Parton. Carrie Underwood.
Christine.
Willie Nelson.
Me.
B.
Sing us a verse.
I got high hopes of whiskey.
Beyonce. I shake my hips like I do the.
Yeah.
Luke Bryan.
Tim McGraw.
Post Malone.
I'm out of them and I'm from fucking Nashville.
All right, there it is. All right, next Next category.
State capitals.
State capitals.
Topeka.
Helena.
Indianapolis.
Harrisburg.
Annapolis.
Woo! Denver.
Tallahassee.
Montgomery. Maine.
Collins. Alright, now let's step it up with the categories. Make it something like things you don't want to find in the attic, or
Birds of prey.
ooh, birds of prey. Raptors.
Hawk.
Raptors.
Are we counting that? Yeah.
Eagle.
Falcon.
Pterodactyl.
Bald eagles.
Chickens that are dangerous. Turkeys that are dangerous.
Parrot is more than a chicken. Come on, y'all.
Ducks.
Now you're just naming things I like to eat, so. Nancy, you are. Alright, next category.
American food chains.
American what?
American food chains.
American food chains. Oh.
McDonald's.
Wendy's.
Zaxby's.
Panera. Chick-fil-A. McDonald's.
Very sad. Alright, down to our final two contestants. Let's go through that. Viruses? Okay. Viruses.
Ebola.
Norovirus.
Corona.
Chickenpox.
Polio.
Shingles.
Herpes.
James, you are.
All right, folks. Are you ready to learn?
Yes.
Is that the kind of thing you like to do on a Sunday evening?
Yes.
Listen to a scientific lecture?
Yes.
Well, I have so much fraternity results right here. I'm kidding. I scared some of you all. Okay, folks, you're in for a treat here. Dr. Waldrop holds a Ph.D. in computational biology, where he used DNA sequencing to untangle the relationship between a very obscure bark beetle and its symbiotic gut microbiome, ultimately showing that present-day geographic patterns in the gut microbiome were shaped by events from the last ice age. Yeah, that's the one that killed the mammoths. In addition to the microbiome work, Dr. Waldrop has applied his expertise in DNA sequence analysis to a wide range of biological questions, from curing blood cancers to discovering genetic risk factors for heme diseases. He currently works as a data engineer at Posit. Everyone please join me in welcoming Dr. Alex Waldrop.
Hey y'all, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to do this. It was a great introduction. But today I'm going to give you a little bit of a talk about the microbiome. You are more than you, and if that doesn't make sense, it will by the end of this. This is going to be a little tour of the microbiome. Before we get into that, I want you to sit here and think about this fact, all right? For every one cell in your body, there are 10 bacterial cells, right? So what the hell is all this stuff doing? It's crazy. You know what's even crazier about this fact?
What?
It's wrong. When the Human Microbiome Project came out in 2007, they said it was 10 to 1. It's actually closer to 1 to 1. They came out with a retraction in 2016 in the Nature paper and said actually it's 1 bacteria for every 1 cell. So technically, the title for this presentation should be, you are at least as much not you as you, but you're not more not you than you. But that's still pretty cool, right? Tour of the microbiome. So what is the microbiome, right? Technically, it is the complete set of microbes living on and in you. So like the genome, for instance, anytime you see an ohm, it means a complete set of something. So microbiome, complete set of microbes in and on. What's a microbe? So essentially anything that you can't see that is alive, or in the case of viruses, not even technically alive. So this includes bacteria, archaea, protists, fungi, and viruses. So those are your kingdoms of life there. Most of them are represented there. And a lot of this is what we're focusing on is the symbiotic relationships. So bacteria are doing good things in your body. And that's kind of an underappreciated thing that we've just kind of come to realize in the past few years. But one of the things that we do know at this point is that the microbiome is involved in all of these different functions. And many of them are just normal functions for being a human, right? So there are colonies in your skin and in your gut that are really important for things from like, getting acne or oral health or even, ADHD and depression, things that you might not even think of, are being dictated by these really important colonies inside you. Which is kind of interesting because bacteria have suffered kind of a PR problem for a long time. We've really not liked them very much. Kind of. And I say kind of here only because we didn't even know that they were a thing until the 1880s, right? Before then, we thought diseases was like a thing that happened when you had bad humors or like planetary misalignments or some kind of witchcraft. But these guys right here, Robert Koch and Louis Pasteur, actually came up with the experiments to prove that, yeah, actually there are these things that we can't see in the environment called bacteria. Not only that, but they cause diseases. And so they causally linked bacteria to things like There we go. Things like rabies and bubonic plague, tuberculosis, anthrax. They did it with this really cool experiment, which I'm not going to get into, with these kind of weird, kind of curvy glass figures right there. And that's how they actually proved that there was something coming in that was living that could be found in the environment that didn't just spontaneously generate, right? But so since that era, we've been kind of working on like, okay, bacteria exist. Sanitization in hospitals is really important. Antibacterial revolution has been great. So we've kind of been like, hey, bacteria suck. But at the same time, we've had this kind of cognitive dissonance around this as well. Like we've always known that microbes play important roles, certainly in like insects and other animals, right? Usually it's like very specific microbes that we've known about for a long time, hundreds of years, really. Obviously, like the most common example is termites, right? They have a tiny little probus that lives in their gut that only can be found in their gut, and it helps them break down wood. And if they don't have that probus, they die, right? Same with the anglerfish here, those little creepy things on the bottom of the ocean that everyone's kind of familiar with. That thing is full of a bioluminescent bacteria that obviously aids them in hunting. So the bacteria get a place to live, and the fish gets a nightlight to attract prey to its terrible mouth. Bobtail squid are interesting. They're in Hawaii, but they have a microbe in them called Vibrio fischeri, which it makes them bioluminescent, look like the moon. So to predators that are swimming underneath them, they look up and they think, oh, that's not a thing to eat. That's just the moon, and they keep swimming. So one of the theories going on right now is that hosts have evolved kind of these really specific mechanisms to reliably recruit these bacteria, right? Because their biology, in a lot of terms, like actually depends on getting the correct bacteria, either from the environment, or parents, or whatever, right? And so a lot of these are things like the immune system, or certain insects have like adaptive structures that actually make sure that the bacteria that they need are going to pass on to that next generation. Bush genetics kind of is involved there too. I always thought that social behavior was an interesting one, right? So insects are especially interesting at that because there's this theory that social insects actually evolved into social insects in order to maintain populations of symbiotic microbes in their guts, right? So you look at this, and there's actually a lot of these colony and social insects, ants, termites, honeybees. They've adapted to these diets which require the use of specific microbes to be present. And so the thinking there is that those that were better at kind of sticking around and living together were better able to kind of keep those beneficial microbes around as well. And this right here is the best deal, which we'll talk about in a second. But so, the Human Microbiome Project happens in 2007, right? It's kind of this paradigm shift away from just like, okay, here are some random bacterial symbionts that are present in, some bugs, What we started recognizing is that changes in the actual bacteria, the composition of the communities that live in humans, or related pretty strongly in some cases to changes in health. So a lot of times you'll see in humans a condition called dysbiosis. It's when your microbiome has this strange kind of conformation of not the right bacteria that are there. That's kind of what the Human Microbiome Project was intended to do. It's like, hey, what does a healthy human microbiome look like? So that we can tell when it deviates and like what causal roles these bacteria might play. But so this is kind of the microbiome era thinking. It's like who's there? The bacteria that are there matters. It matters a lot. And you can see that microbiome perturbation, or when those conformations of bacteria in the communities are different, it's associated with all sorts of things. Some of them you expect, right? So like IBS, digestion problems, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, but a lot of them you wouldn't, right? ADHD, autism spectrum study, depression. All these are characterized by shifts in the microbiome, which, although we may not know are causal right now, there's certainly a lot of evidence linking those shifts in the structure of those communities to these conditions. And so one of my favorite experiences, kind of demonstrating the actual causal nature of these changes in the bacterial bacterial communities is they're actually about 15 years ago they did this experiment where they were like reliably able to show that if you take basically fecal transplants from an obese person or obese people, and then you transplant it into the gut of a normal mouse, right? So not a person, it confers the phenotype of obesity. So you have not changed the diet, you have not changed anything. All you've changed is the set of bacteria that are colonizing that gut. And it's enough to actually be able to produce this new, this new phenotype. So there's clearly a causal link between a lot of these things. And we're only yet really beginning to understand. So one question you might be asking is like, how do we know it's there? And we really didn't until DNA sequencing came along. Because most bacteria, especially those that are symbiotic, they can't just be cultured. Because they're so used to living in very specific environments, right? Petri dish is like also a very specific environment. But once DNA sequencing became pretty cheap, which didn't happen, in 2000, the Human Genome Project sequenced the first genome. It took more money and more manpower to sequence one genome than it did to put a man on it. Oh my God. Think about it. Now you can sequence in about an afternoon for 1,000 years. So what you do is you take a bacterial community, you extract all of the DNA that's in there, you sequence the DNA that's in there. Okay, more of that. you really make sure it's sequenced. And you can use these kind of sophisticated computer programs that map these DNA sequences like fingerprints to say, okay, there's E. coli, there's C. diff is here, all these different species, subspecies of bacteria. And so DNA sequencing is actually how we do it. We don't use cultural techniques. So my research focused on this really obscure bark beetle called best beetles, Odontotaenius disjunctus, which basically no one has really ever heard of before or since, and it's okay. But I was really interested in questions of like what processes dictate the structure of who gets in the gut bacteria, right? So like obviously who's there is an important thing, but we have, there are things that influence that. We know broadly that like genetics, diet, lifestyle are important. But these things, best beetles gave you a really interesting study system. Because for one, they're social and monogamous, which is like really weird for beetles, right? So beetles are usually pretty solo creatures. They raise their kids in family units, which is even crazy, right? And they eat dead wood like termites, which is also very crazy for beetles because dead wood has like no nitrogen in it. And if you know your biochemistry, you need nitrogen for things like making DNA, making amino acids, proteins, things like that. And so termites, for instance, that's what they do. They have their bacteria actually pull nitrogen out of the air and supply it to the gut of the beetle itself, or of the termites themselves. So usually things that eat dead wood need some bacterial help. And then finally, it feeds its poop to its children, which is just a crazy thing. It's important. It's important. That behavior is actually called proctidial trophallaxis, which is bud feeding with better PR. Okay? And bud feeding, this guy in 1936 actually showed that bud feeding is required for these things to live. Seriously. He did this experiment when he sterilized wood, and he showed that adult beetles could live on the wood, no problem, which means they had whatever they needed inside them to be able to digest it. The larvae could not, right? And they could not live on sterilized wood. But they could when they were bud fed. Which led to kind of this, the current understanding of that is that there is some sort of beneficial microbe or set of microbes or community that is being passed from parent to offspring that confers digestion of this really kind of nutrient-poor food substrate, right? So when parents bud feed their kids, they raise healthy children, and when they don't, the larvae die, right? So that was my research question. If bacterial semonts are passed down like genes, aka from a parent to an offspring, do the communities themselves evolve over time in parallel with their hosts? Cool question, right? So to answer this, we went on a big sampling trip. Rough. We went to sample beetles from 23 of these different populations all across the southeastern U.S. You see that gray area there is the natural range of this beetle. You can't find them anywhere else in the world, but you can find them all over the places where we live if you're from around this area. And so then we dissected the guts. You can see here the gut is kind of compacted into multiple sections in the abdomen there. But in order to sequence both the DNA from the beetle, right, because there's gut, skin, and stuff in there, but also from the bacteria that was contained inside, right? Because we needed bacteria, we needed genetic material from both in order to answer those questions. So what we found when we sequenced the DNA of the beetles themselves is there were 3 genetic subtypes of beetles, right? And they were separated roughly along the Appalachian Mountains. So to the east of the Appalachian Mountains, you had one type of beetle. To the west, you had another type of beetle. And then in the middle, along the Appalachian Polar River Basin, you had kind of a hybrid zone where the two would come together, and they were about genetically, the same advanced is the official scientific word. So one of the things we did was we created a bunch of models in order to figure out how long ago that split between east and west happened. And what we found was that it estimated to about 20,000 to 30,000 years ago. And this is a really common pattern, that east-west divide, in southeastern U.S. species. Because, does anybody know what happened 20,000 years ago? Oh my God. That's incredible. Last ice age, the one that killed the mammoths. There was a glacier that came down to about Pittsburgh, which means that everything that we see today was surviving in little tiny pockets called glacial refuge. And everything that you see that is part of the biota today sprang forth from those things when the glaciers receded. And the theory for these was basically 2 beetle populations got stuck on either side of the Appalachian Mountains back in the last ice age. They differentiated independently, so essentially like diverged genetically enough to become kind of 2, not species, but different enough to where they're definitely genetically different. And then once the glacier receded, they recolonized along the east and the west, but that Appalachian Mountain still serves as a barrier. So there's not a lot of gene flow across. So those genetic differences have kind of stayed there relative to the last hallmark and the separation that these populations underwent. One of the crazy things, though, is that we found the same spatial signature in the gut microbiome, right? Which, what does that mean? It means that the present-day beetle gut holds signatures from the previous ice age, right? So passing down your microbiome through your kids, that split that we saw, that east-west split, is because the populations of beetles 20,000, 30,000 years ago, the last ice age, they were separate. And they've been passing down those small differences they have accrued for thousands of years. But one of the most surprising things we found is that vestibular guts are dominated by bacteria that can only be found in vestibular guts. Right? These are bacteria that have never been before seen in nature. Some of these were so different that they constituted almost new phyla of bacteria, which is incredibly distinct from any known bacteria we've seen living. Which is interesting because what that also suggests is that thousands of years of butt feeding has maintained community of bacteria that cannot be found in nature and are likely required for survival. So those ones that explain that 1936 experiment, that's likely those ones that are so differentiated that can't be found anywhere else, that they have been maintaining and finding every single beetle from Kansas to Florida to West Virginia to Virginia because they're so essential. They've been selected for just like genes. So, in conclusion, it's tough to tell whether what your parents passed down to you is pure shit. Right? And probably the bigger conclusion there really is that you are more than you, and we're just really beginning to understand what that means. And so, it's a really exciting time to be at this forefront of research, and we'll begin to understand and unravel these things as we go. Keep an eye on microbiome.
Right now we're going to do some improv, so I'm going to need 4 players up here, you guys. We're going to kick this off with our 4 corners, and we're going to have 4 scenes going on. I'm going to hit rotate. Every time you see 2 new players, it's going to be a new scene. You'll get it. For these 2, I've got a question. I know we've got some parents in the audience. What is the worst thing you've ever fed your children? Anybody? Surely we haven't done food. We got, maybe, okay, so maybe it wasn't that bad. You just, in the moment, were feeling a little guilty about it, because maybe it wasn't like the best choice. On Instagram would have shamed you for it.
Skittles.
Scales?
Skittles.
Excellent. All right. If you could name a kingdom of life, like you discovered a biome and you get to name it, what would you call it? Cool stuff.
Cool stuff.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. I know we all have something in life that we cannot live without. What is the item in your home that you're like, if I lost this, I am done? Oh, I heard white noise machine.
White noise machine.
Yes, and we'll rotate. Okay. Here, we know that biomes have had their villain era, and I'm sure you have had your villain era. What is something that you did during your villain era? An activity. Yeah? Something unexpected. Again, we'll go back with the kids. Something that's not that villainy. It just, in the moment, you were like, a mom on Instagram might shame me for this.
Smoking a cigar.
Oh, was smoking a cigar.
Smoking a cigar.
Excellent. Let's review these. Rotate. What do we have?
Skittles.
All right.
Cool stuff.
Rotate.
White noise machine.
Yeah.
Smoking a cigar.
All right. Let's rotate that one more time and begin.
Have you tasted the rainbow?
They told me to dare to avoid guys like you.
Not the rainbow right here. Sour Skittles, wild berry Skittles.
I know 8 ways to say no.
Rotate.
Want to see some cool stuff? Hell yeah, I'm here for that. Look under this log, man. Whoa! Isn't that wild?
Dude, these are like. How? These look like they're a million years old, man. These beetles are like.
They're wild, right? Like, I think they're pretty rare.
Yeah, and whoa, is that guy like. Is it eating. Oh my god!
Bobby, I've added 8 levels to this white noise machine.
8 levels? That's not gonna do it. We gotta put in like 15. This thing's gotta sell like. I can't stop. 8's not gonna do it, honestly. We need to invent like new colors, honestly.
Colors?
New colors.
Colors
Like
for our noise machine?
Yes.
Bobby, you're so You're so reckless. You're so wild with your science of noises.
Well, the thing is, like, White's not doing it anymore.
I've decided that every time you bomb on stage with your bad humor, you're just gonna have a cigar.
Well, I've decided every time you have a cigar, you're gonna die a little.
You know what? I think
What?
I would die faster listening to your jokes that aren't even funny, Margaret.
Okay, Ricky. You think your jokes are so funny?
No, that's why I don't do stand-up.
Sam, you gotta give me reasons 3 through 8 why you're saying no to these skills.
Okay. Number 3, we can go play at the teeter-totter. So I'm suggesting another thing to do. Number 4, broken record. No. 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 No.
Okay, that's 4. Wait, so you're saying this is proctodile trophallaxis, okay? It's a fancy word for butt feeding. And what I'm gonna say is, like, this is really important, okay? Okay, like, you may be disgusted, I may be disgusted, but these beetles are, like, important because they only exist in a very small area of the eastern United States.
And you're saying, in order for humankind to survive, I have to eat this?
Bobby, I made the rainbow.
All right, let's go. All right. So what's actually putting people to sleep? Is
Well, it's a really heavy sedative. I think we might need to try.
I think your jokes gave me cancer.
Just eat some fucking Skittles, okay, Sam? Just eat some So no, you don't have to eat the beetles, you have to eat the beetle shit.
Bobby!
For our next game, it is a game called Building Blocks. I need everybody up on stage behind me. What is going to happen in this game is we're going to start with one person in this scene, and just like the microbiome stacking different types of bacteria, we are going to add people throughout, and then we are going to, like the microbiome rejecting itself, take those people away until there's one person left. What I need for this scene is just a location.
Mars.
Mars. When you're ready, Mars.
All I gotta say is Artemis 2 is a piece of shit, alright? Because if you go by the fundamentals, it's like money rules it all. And they tell you going in the body costs more money than going into space.
We have to get the sequence right for our food on Thanksgiving. There's a dessert sequence that goes over there. There's an entree sequence.
You act like I'm not pointing to the sequence. Entree, desserts.
Yeah, but you gotta think about the sequence within the sequences.
Like the stuffing in the turkey,
The
like
stuff in the turkey.
Okay.
The potatoes in the gratin.
Already I'm feeling overwhelmed. I don't know. I don't know if I can do the turkey.
We can do it. Look, when the first post.
And the ritual begins on the 3rd full moon.
That Twinkie has been there for 30 years.
But it's the last one.
It looks so good.
I
I
know.
want it. Oh, it's my Twinkie.
Wait, hold on. I feel like we should eat each other.
didn't wash my hand, but I'm definitely ready to cut into the patient right
Yeah,
now.
that's what we do.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
I don't know, patient, are you ready? You don't gotta
I'll
be
hold her
knocked out.
legs so she can't move.
I don't prove.
I'm just gonna get this dirty scalpel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We used it on the last guy, he died.
We did, yes, yes.
If you said enough rosaries, you'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. You get the priest in here?
I haven't been to Catholic church since the last cousin's wedding.
Okay, all right, well, great play.
First of all, I got you.
And I got you.
I got you.
But I don't have anyone! I don't!
Are you even social? And monogamous?
Come on, you want to work?
No! I want to fuck everybody, okay? I'm not sick of this monogamous life. I'm sick of us being together. I want to go off on my own.
I mean, I'm kind of ready for you, though.
Well, actually, you make a good point.
We'll catch you if you jump on top of her.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Well, getting ready to jump here. On 5?
Okay.
Okay, 1, 2.
Hey, there's a real hot guy over there.
Yeah, it's all your fault.
Yeah.
And you told us that we were gonna survive if we ate that shit. Well, we didn't.
Yeah.
Well,
Now we're all ghosts because
Yeah.
you.
I've had this shit since the Ice Age. How was I supposed to know?
Well, you know what? This thing. I'm done with you, and I don't want to see any of you guys again. You guys suck.
This is
Well,
purgatory.
This is
But you were
bullshit.
hunting with us, man.
What the fuck?
You broke our trust.
Yeah.
Anyone want Skittles?
Oh, that's a good way to rebuild trust. Yeah, we share Skittles. Yeah.
Yeah.
We all three.
Sorry, it got
Skittle
there.
circle, Skittle circle.
I didn't know I had those excretions. I apologize.
So wait, I'm not getting later?
Yeah,
You're going after the hot guy?
I think that's probably for the best. But one last kiss all around.
We're monogamous.
Oh, I wasn't
Yeah.
sure already. Okay. What? Well, you know. Okay. All right. Okay.
He's getting the Skittles.
Yeah.
I'll get the Skittles.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Leg is still on.
She can still run. If we cut off the other one, she
Oh, I got her. Don't worry.
I ate something bad. Gotta go to the bathroom again. I'm gonna
You're leaving? I have one leg!
feeling the rumbles.
Let's
I gotta
wait
get on out of
over
here.
So, I was thinking that maybe we start with him.
Yo, you know, I'm just gonna eat the Twinkie.
No! What?
No.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I'm gonna go to my Ruby and get some more supplies. I have a lot. Food. And
I feel
car.
like I missed out on Twinkie.
He's the sacrifice. He's the sacrifice of the rest.
Thank you for your service. I have to go get the crystals to finish off the ritual.
I told you you shouldn't have trusted me with the turkey, and now you're dying!
It was too much.
I put too much stuffing, and I don't know
We made too many recipes this year. The cornbread, or the green bean casserole, or the ham. I'm just gonna make our way to the bathroom.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, microbiome, now the next thing is gonna be like being like the magic school bus, and I'm gonna go inside. All right, guys, I'll see you next week on YouTube.
For our next game, we need a couple of things. So this game is called Everyday Olympics. I need 2 names, 1 male, 1 female, and an everyday activity. Names first. Just shout them out.
Emma.
Emma. It'll be Emma. Male's name.
Sam.
Sam. And I need an everyday activity. Sorry? Jump rope. Dun, 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 dun. And I'm welcoming you to the 84th annual Everyday Olympic Games here in Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm here with my co-host, Emma Doolittle. Emma, I know that you have seen these competitors before and seen them perform at the highest level of jump rope, and I wondered if you could just tell us a little bit about the behind-the-scenes action that we're going to see today.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Now these athletes are really coming to us from some serious preparation. We have Sylvia Classic here, and she is coming from really the most traditional jump roping schools and training centers. You know, really taking it to Bounce Town. She is one of the original Bounce Town standouts. Absolutely. And then over here, by contrast, we have Glover Bin. And now
Glover Bin, classic bad boy of jump rope. He got disqualified in the last Olympiad for tripping his opponent. You know, this Lithuanian does not give a fuck.
This is true, Sam. But you cannot argue with his fan base, and I tell you what, he's been using social media to his advantage. I think it really keeps his drive going.
Yeah, and Sylvia has a wonderful, wonderful support group from Sweden as well. This is a classic Sweden versus Lithuania matchup. This is for the gold today. And do you have any predictions, Emma, for what we're going to see tonight?
Oh man, Sam, you would ask me that. That is a challenging question. I mean, on the one hand, you can't argue with Classic is just standard training. I mean, she hits the mark. But I'm telling you, you just never know what Ben is gonna put on the scene, and it just is gonna depend on what the judges are going for.
Yeah, the three-judge panel is going to determine a lot about this. However, this will take a minute and a half of actual jump time. That is what is left here in this final heat. We only have 2 competitors left, and it sounds like we are about to begin in 3, 2, 1.
Oh wow. Wow. Starting off, I mean, Ben's not even in the jump yet.
Glover is just unbuttoning his jumpsuit.
Oh, this is very, I mean, is this an allowed, on the other hand, Classic is getting going with some really classic moves. Oh man, look at that, with the crisscross.
Glover Ben just giving his jumpsuit to one of the judges. I don't know.
Man, I had to look up the history on this, and we haven't seen a competitor take this long to get into the jump since 1969.
I mean, what year, 1969? We all know that was the year when Tony Foursquare won the gold in a classic mix-up. It's wild here. Sylvia's been jumping for 45 seconds. What I'm seeing here from G-Love Glover Bin is he has jumped 4 times. Oh, and he's about to cross the borderline.
Oh, no.
And that will be a deduction if he goes over that line.
That's true. This line was induced in 1982 when we saw a competitor use too much intimidation, and it caused...
Oh, my goodness! Oh, I've never seen this before! Oh, wow! What absolutely outrageous sportsmanship from Glover Bin. I have never seen the like of this in jump roping at Olympic or the professional stage.
I am honestly shocked that Classica is taking the bait on
We only have 10 seconds left, and I don't know how we're going to get there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Give it up for our competitors today. Let's go for our judges panel, and it looks like, despite one judge being very into G-Love, Sylvia has won the gold medal.
Gearing up.
Thanks for everything, and we'll be back for the next time, the 85th Olympic Games.
All right, excellent. That was fun. We have so much smarts and brains in this room. We have so many doctors. And you can tell from our extremely legitimate lab coats, you know, just so smart. But also, believe it or not, we're also extremely serious, dramatic, classically trained actors, or as some may prefer to be called, thespians. And so we want to prepare and we want to show you a very serious, dramatic scene here to just kind of let you into the other side of us. And so we're going to do a little play here. But if we make you laugh, well, then that person is going to be out. We'll ding a little bell, and the next person will have to jump in and say the exact same line and hopefully not make you laugh, because we are doing a very, very serious play for you that we should not be laughing at. So to get us started, what I need from you is the suggestion of a very serious story that has never been told that you would like to see. Like love in the time of COVID, or
Death on the trail.
death on the trail. I take you to death on the trail.
You know we have to recruit the right people for our hiking group.
What are you doing with that one?
What are you doing with the walking stick?
Support. We should always be supporting ourselves and each other.
We should always be supporting ourselves and each other.
You said something about a death trail,
Yeah, we're on the death trail.
but I have stuff going on later.
And I have stuff going on later.
But I have stuff going on later.
But I have stuff going on later.
Yeah, you'll survive the death trail. Like 3 out of every 8 people do.
Do you know how hard it is to get a reservation?
I don't actually. I've never made a reservation. I've never had anybody to make a reservation for.
Never had anyone make a reservation for.
Are you not social?
Are you not social?
You're not social.
I'm shy.
I'm shy. Well, you're shy with a weird stick, and it's a little scary. So maybe that's why you don't get reservations.
You know, just because it's called Death Trail doesn't mean we're gonna die on this trail. Okay? Just like, it's just a name.
And to be clear, it means you're also not going to kill me with that stick on this.
Of course not. That's not, this is a walking stick. It's not a killing stick.
Anything.
Of course not. It's a walking stick, not a killing stick.
Would TSA let you bring that on the plane?
Would TSA let you bring that on the plane?
How do you think I got it here?
How do you think I got it?
You have an in with TSA?
You have an in with the
and I always will.
I always have. And I always will.
Silence! Silence! Good.
Welcome back to the stage, Dr. Alex.
Well, we promised we'd have a chance to ask Dr. Waldrop some questions, and so this is a part of the show where we do exactly that. My first question for Dr. Waldrop. So I was just in Chicago. I just came back this morning from Chicago, and Dr. Waldrop, in Chicago, I had a couple of char dogs. Had some Giordano's deep dish pizza. Could you just let me know how my gut biome might be doing as a result?
Just wrecked it. I'll tell you that.
Okay, real question.
Yeah, I need to know more about why you're exit.
Yeah, go ahead.
Where did you strengthen it?
No, actually, the type of food that you eat can impact the composition of the microbiome. And so you have more like a fatty, cheesy, meat-based diet, it shifts your microbiome to have more vermicules than Bacteroides, which is an important phylum, and usually more like leafier diets where you have more like cruciferous vegetables and stuff like that. Then you have more Bacteroides, which is like a better balance.
Is that why the Bears haven't been good?
It is actually. Chicago is big for
All right. Next question. Favorite member of the Beatles?
Probably Paul.
Paul.
Yeah.
Perfect. Which Beatle do you think Bud fed?
Yeah, we're double teaming here. Questions from both sides, and then we'll let them have some. Yeah, very, very serious questions here for you. So, butt feeding.
Yeah.
Scientific word.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the scientific.
Proctidial trophallaxis is the scientific word for butt feeding.
One more time.
Proctidial trophallaxis.
Proctidial
Trophallaxis.
trophallaxis. Proctidial trophallaxis. Love it.
Yeah.
AKA butt feeding.
Yeah.
Okay. So, this bacteria that's in there that you said is only in these beetles.
Yeah.
When you did these experiments and cut open their bellies,
Yeah.
what was the risk of exposing this bacteria to all of us that have never been exposed to such bacteria?
Well, here's the thing. Those bacteria cannot survive outside of the gut, and that's why they don't exist in nature.
So we're safe.
We're safe. Yeah.
Excellent.
That's a process called coevolution, where basically two things. The beetle comes to depend on having that bacteria in there, and the bacteria becomes so specifically adapted to beetle gut that it can't live anywhere else. So it's kind of like an evolutionary death spiral.
So you didn't even need to wear gloves.
Didn't even need to work. Well, I did.
Dr. Waldrop, you talked about how the Human Genome Project took a lot of money, a lot of time, but now you can move faster.
Yeah.
I'm curious if you've been keeping up with this space and just like any developments from AI and just computing in general. If there's been any sort of multiplier effect in the research.
That's a really good question, and one that I'm not exactly sure of. I do know that large language models, which are like things like Claude and ChatGPT and stuff, are really good at picking up patterns that are nonlinear, and the genome is full of that. I mean, essentially, the genome is a language unto itself, right? Like it is a set of proteins that orchestrates itself, such that it, in specific ways. And how that translates to like actual biological activity is essentially that's what the field of genetics is. And we've been using computers, but we've been using really kind of like older statistical methods, and they're good at capturing really simple associations between like one gene and one phenotype or a phenotype inside several genes, but they're not great at picking up these really complex interactions, which are probably what's happening.
Some random forests, maybe.
Random forests actually have been used for a long time.
Oh, cool. Really quick question, Dr. Waldrop. I understand your parents are here.
They are, right there.
What's the worst thing and the best thing that you think they passed on to you?
He goes in deep, that's why I'm here.
Obviously, I would say my wit and charm, come from them. My kindness, sense of humor, things like that. That's from them. The worst thing they've ever given me. I'm pretty fit.
So, from these studies, did learning about any of these bacterias or these best beetles make you shift anything that you were doing in your own life based on what you learned? Like eating more cruciferous foods?
It definitely made me think about eating more cruciferous. I don't know if that translated into the real world action, but it's a really good question. I do think that it made me think about like the value of social bonds with communities and people, of how these things equally share the load of passing on these beneficial bacteria that, like any one beetle, it's not possible for them to keep the entire species alive, but it's like through their interactions together they're able to like maintain these things and all of them collectively respond.
Dr. Waldrop, let's just say you started dating someone in the last 4 to 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And is there a way, without obviously opening up their guts, is there a way you can find out sort of what bacteria they might contribute to the relationship?
The easiest way is probably sequencing their food. That's serious.
That's the easiest
That's the
way.
easiest. That's the easiest way to do it. No, I think.
Great question. Very solid there.
So that's your final answer?
Yeah.
Sequencing food. Yeah. No. There's like some evidence that like the smells that you make as a person have something to do with like your amino compatibility. So you like someone's smells.
Well, is it true that actually some people's pheromones would repel people away, and even in families, there's the smell that you would not be attracted to? Or is that just something I read in Teen Magazine?
I don't know. Thank you, Dr. Alex.
Well, Gerald, you don't have to sit that far down the table.
Oh, this is one of the nights where we can sit closer. I hadn't noticed.
Well, Gerald, you just... Well, that's awfully close, dear.
The counselor said we should try to be close and honest in our relationships. And I acknowledge I hear you.
The counselor has never eaten at the same dinner table as you.
What can I get you?
I'm
salad right now.
And the gentleman?
You know what? Give me the deepest and darkest beer you have.
Oh, we have a delightful selection of porters, so I'll be right back out with that.
Gerald, darling. The counselor also said that we should try to stop depending on alcohol to smooth our interactions.
Genevieve, sweetie, the counselor also said that we should be honest, and I'm gonna outright just say it. Don't know why you insist on breastfeeding Susie, because I cannot help, because I do not have breasts. We both have butts.
Your porter, sir? Anything else that I can get you at this time?
If I need a glass of water.
I'll be right back.
Sir? If you continue to consume alcoholic beverages, then feeding our daughter your poop is doubly out of the question.
So what I'm hearing is that if I cut back on my alcohol, you are more likely to let me help feed our daughter and have a 50-50 partnership, like me, a feminist, was trying to do.
You may still not feed our daughter poop.
So get this, Johnny. I'm talking to this girl, and she's all like a big Patriots fan or whatever, and I'm like, Pittsburgh has been holding the line defense since 20,000 years ago when the Ice Age came. And held the line. The glacier was coming. Now we were like,
Yeah, we've been winning the Super Bowl since 20,000 years.
You know what's further north than Pittsburgh?
Canada.
Boston. And up. Right. You know what else happened then? The best Beatles split. Just like you know what else split? You know what else can't pass the Appalachian Mountains?
The Beatles. I mean,
We let them pass.
we
Listen.
let them.
But no, what else hasn't passed the Appalachian Mountains and that? Wawa. Wawa can't make it. We're sheets over here. And we're sheets.
Yeah, so what's up with that?
Yeah, so I'm like, Yams out there in Boston can keep your Patriots.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm not going on a date with her. We're good.
You should. I mean, you know, you only go, like, come on. You have to keep your dating pool to Steelers fans. Right?
What?
Steelers fans in Pittsburgh.
I gotta keep my what in Pittsburgh?
Your dating pool in
Dating pool. Yeah. My pool, right.
Come on.
I'm sorry. We were yelling at the game.
Yeah.
We're
That's
so
fine.
loud.
That's fine. Hey, that's fine.
That's the ringing in my ear.
Kind of loud, honestly.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna start affecting people. But you're my best friend, right?
I've heard about this new, like, red noise machine. A red noise machine. It's the bomb.
Why are you guys sneaking up on me? All I did was tell you not to flush. All I did was tell you not to flush because I'm trying to conserve water. It's water conservation day, and
I heard some things about you doing things though with what not flushing down. Oh.
what did you hear?
Well, I mean, I know we're like new and stuff, getting to know each other and I know I'm new to the throuple and stuff.
I'm just trying to see what I can get away with, how observant you are with the no flushing.
Jerry told me that you're trying to learn about my possible good qualities, bad qualities. And maybe by not flushing down,
You can like save it, yeah.
what are you, what?
Okay, all right, you're a fun girl.
I try to eat a balanced diet.
You
like-
drive a Volkswagen Beetle?
Oh yeah, I've got the flour.
Okay, look at my sample. Hold on. Put in my sample. Or this one too, yeah. This one's awesome.
No, your sample kind of have a sense of humor of like a 10-year-old.
Oh. Yeah, he has been getting me wedgies.
That's not a thing.
I'll get my embarrassing poop out of here.
I guess it's only right that you guys see mine.
Should we see your sample?
Yeah. I just have to.
What do I just twist it? Oh, very, okay.
Is
Reading
he just on this tablet on the toilet?
Yeah. Okay, that's boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like a house body kind of guy.
I mean, I feel like I'd rather have wedgies than just like
Yeah, just reading Wikipedia.
I love the random articles.
You know,
There's so much to learn.
No.
I love to learn on Sundays.
Has this ever been your relationship? Have you been caught in a loveless throuple? Giving analysis of each other's poop? Have you ever tried crocodile trophallaxis? They can eat each other's poop.
George, I've got some bad news. I've been speaking to Ringo and Cole. They've just told me there can only be 3 kinds of beetles in America.
Submarine?
I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry, George. You know, we love your guitar. We love your guitar, but you know, the Americans, they can't allow more than 3 Beatles at CSA. You know what I'm saying? Whoa! Did you bring your killing stick with you?
And John David Chapman. Oh my gosh.
Whoa! Whoa!
Chapman.
Holy! George, you're a badass. I'm so sorry. I mean, like, honestly, like, I did not think. I underestimated. You know what? I'm gonna go talk to
Hey,
her.
I'm just gonna ask you to go on a hike. It's okay. It's gonna be the Death Trail hike. I don't have a thing to worry about.
Hey, George, I'm really sorry. I swear to God, I did not work for you. I don't want to go on a death train and all that. Come on. Like, hey, it wasn't my idea, honestly. It was all John's idea. John.
I'm John Lennon.
It was his idea.
I know my name is Cynthia Classica, but my dad had the microbiome of like a child, and so that's where it came out. And like, I'm really sorry. Like, I want to embody my Classica and tell you as my competitor, whose name I completely forget, from Lithuania. I'm sorry.
G-Love.
G-Love.
You know I got a fecal, this is a thick Lithuanian accent. Fecal transplant from the fonts. And that contributes to my backwardness. Wow. So I don't do apologies. Unless you jump over a shark.
They say opposites attract. For the microbiome. Do I smell good?
She does. Glover said he would never pick one woman. Glover's not monogamous.
I'm unclear whether you like me or not. You want to?
Shall we jump together?
That sounds like reasonable assumptions based on that conclusion. Yes, what are we jumping to? Conclusions? Oh, wait, we need our, you mean rope. Right. Hold on, I have to go.
Gentlemen?
Yes.
So, what is the status of creating the greatest jump roper on Earth?
They're pretty awkward together.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I really thought because they have like the same passion.
Yeah.
They seem to have a lot of chemistry when they were competing against each other.
Right.
But they're really fucking weird.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is the shark.
Oh, bacteria buddy. I'm thinking of. I have an idea.
Okay. We're gonna call it off.
My hair looks so great. Oh, some beetles. I'm just gonna take their guts. I'm gonna study these.
Quick, I need some poop. Back to what you get. Yes.
I'm new, doctor, and I have to dissect someone's guts. Maybe this first one looks great.
Okay, continue. Yes. Today's the day.
I'm a new doctor. And I'm studying fish underwater. And I'm not interested at all in these strange creatures.
We're not cool anymore. Nobody cares about us.
Yes.
My name's Brayden, and I'm a 10-year-old boy.
Take a seat.
Okay.
Now, where's your brain? Where? I passed down genius onto you. And
Dad, I got a 1300 on the SATs. Come on.
I don't even know if that's good.
That's a 1300. It's like above average. Come on, Dad.
All I know is you can get into Yale.
You know, Yale's not even cool anymore, honestly. Like, you know, community college is cool now. Cool? Yeah, cool.
Get that word out of your vocabulary. You idiot. Shame of a son.
Dad, stop being overdramatic, all right? You sound like you got like the Yale School of Drama. You know, you get so dramatic. The way you're acting right now, like this is obviously like a, you know, it's fake.
How could you let it slip that you were a theater major? He is never gonna take it seriously again.
I know. It just happened. He called me out, and I got excited that he might be in the theater, and I just thought I could bond with my son. And
All right, well, good luck. He's on his way back in. I need you to fix this.
okay, I will. Okay, so yes, I misled you a little bit.
Yeah.
I did. I'm here.
Yeah. What's next?
What do you mean?
What's your next project going to be about?
Oh, you're asking me? Well, I've written some manuscripts.
videos on YouTube.
I can't believe that you hit our son up for his producer contract.
You know how hard it is to get himself out there. That's how he can help.
Oh my gosh, how is he ever going to be a doctor now?
I gave him your headshot too.
He's on his way. Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
He's on his way back in here, so sell me too.
All right, Dad, we gotta get you on TikTok because that's the only way.
Okay, can you, do I do one with your mom? Or
I mean, yeah, couples are trending right now, so yeah, let's get Mom into it. Mom!
Honey?
Oh, did I hear my name called? I just did all my makeup and my glam hair just because.
Do a dance.
Honestly, that was like 2 years old.
And I gave up my dance minor, so I don't know the moves anymore.
She has a Ph.D. in computational biology.
I feel so much more connected to you eating this dry wood now.
See? I told you if you gave up your propensity for things that had already been fermented, you'd find a way.
I don't need to take in nitrogen from my food. Just get it directly from the air.
See? Learning in community.
In monogamy. And now we can both feed our daughter. Look how big Susie's got.
Larger and larger. No longer a larvae. Just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Oh, Susie, I'm so proud of you.
We are Susie. We will haunt your dreams. Feed us more food.
Yo, I'm the motherfucking Ice Age!
Is it over? The Ice Age?
Seems like it.
It's kind of warm. Yeah, it's kind of warm.
It didn't freeze immediately.
Fuck, the Steelers are still here.
Oh God. I think we should just
Go back now.
go back down. Go back down. Go back down. Oh, I just keep cramping down here, man. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
All have been gone for 20,000 years. What? Where have you been?
Here!
here.
Literally right in this glacial hole eraser thing.
Oh, I've evolved like significantly in that time. Like I'm beyond y'all now. Like we used to be like a thing, but like we're not anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm a stick of wet wood.
Coming out, we are Improv Science Theater 4000. We do shows regularly at Third Coast Comedy Club. We will do another show around August, most likely in Third Coast's new venue. Encourage you all to keep supporting local comedy, and local comedy, as well as trying to learn something new about science every single day. Woo!